2025 has been cooking. This year didn't just deliver, it over-delivered. Sequels that people thought would never happen came back swinging, brand new titles are blowing up timelines, and half of us are still behind on our winter watch lists. Honestly, if you've managed to keep up with everything, you probably deserve your own anime protagonist arc. From January up till now, fans have been spoiled. We've had mystery thrillers keeping us guessing, power fantasy juggernauts melting our brains, and sequels dropping plot twists so wild people had to pause just to scream. So today, we're diving into the top 10 trending new anime you should be watching in 2025. These are the shows everyone's talking about, from guilty pleasures to absolute masterpieces, and if you haven't checked them out yet, consider this your official homework. Before we get rolling, do me a solid, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss future anime breakdowns. Think of it like your 3-part training montage, cheap, easy, and guaranteed to power up this channel. Alright, let's kick it off at number 10. Number 10, Rent a Girlfriend, Season 4. Look, I know. Every time this series shows up, the internet collectively groans, why is this still a thing? But here's the thing, it's still trending, and for good reason. Season 4 of Rent a Girlfriend dropped in July 2025, and like it or not, it's been impossible to escape. Our boy Kazuya is still fumbling through life like he's speedrunning how to make bad decisions. Chizuru remains the queen of patience. Seriously, girl deserves hazard pay. Ruka is still aggressively thirsty, and Mami, well, she's still anime's resident chaos agent. So why is it trending? Because Rent a Girlfriend is the ultimate guilty pleasure. It's messy, it's dramatic, it's a train wreck, and we just can't look away. The animation by TMS Entertainment got a noticeable polish this season, the comedy beats are sharper, and fans finally got manga arcs that push the Kazuya-Chizuru relationship forward in meaningful ways. Of course, forward in this show means 2 steps closer, 1 pratfall back, but progress is progress. Love it or hate it, Rent. A Girlfriend keeps people talking every week, whether through passionate defenses or savage memes. And honestly, that's the mark of a trending anime. Number 9, Lord of Mysteries. Now this one is a fascinating case. Lord of Mysteries, the Chinese fantasy adaptation, has been the dark horse of 2025. It didn't come in with the flashy hype of a shonen juggernaut, but by mid-year, it had carved out a cult following that won't stop singing its praises. Based on Cuttlefish That Loves Diving's wildly popular web novel, the series plunges us into a gothic fantasy world filled with secret societies, steampunk aesthetics, and supernatural conspiracies. Imagine Sherlock Holmes if he got tangled in cosmic horror while trying to outwit eldritch cultists. That's Lord of Mysteries. Why is it trending? Because it's different. Instead of rushing into flashy fights, it takes its time building atmosphere, world rules, and psychological intrigue. Each episode feels like a puzzle, rewarding patient viewers with layers of payoff. And the visuals? Absolutely stunning. The animation team captured that Victorian Gothic meets steampunk vibe with eerie precision. Fans are loving the slower, brainier flavor this show brings to the table. It's not for everyone, but if you're the kind of person who enjoys being haunted by story details hours after the credits roll, this one's your jam. Number 8, Digimon Beat Break. Digimon fans, rejoice, our digital monsters are back in style. Digimon Beat Break is going to premiere on October 5th, 2025, but has already started trending worldwide. This isn't just another nostalgia cash-in. Beat Break actually brings something new to the table. Toei Animation leaned into modern aesthetics with slicker character designs, crisp animation, and, here's the twist, a rhythm-based battle system. Why is it trending? Nostalgia plus novelty. Older fans who grew up on Digimon Adventure are showing up to relive the vibe, while younger fans are vibing with the new format. The trailers alone had fans hyped with glimpses of brand new Digimon designs, and the first episodes delivered with energy, heart, and just enough callbacks to keep longtime viewers hooked. Beat Break proves Digimon still has bite in 2025, and honestly, watching monsters throw hands in time with sick beats is way cooler than it has any right to be. Number 7, My Hero Academia, Vigilantes. Just when you thought My Hero Academia had already milked every angle of its world, along comes Vigilantes, proving there's still plenty of juice left in the carton. Released in spring 2025, Vigilantes flips the script by focusing on unlicensed heroes, ordinary people with quirks who take justice into their own hands. Our lead, Koichi, is a college kid with a not-so-flashy sliding quirk, but with heart and determination, he becomes the Crawler. Add in Knuckle Duster, a quirkless vigilante with Batman-level grit, and Kazuho, a wannabe idol with bee powers, and you've got one of the most unexpectedly fun teams of the year. Number 6, Lazarus. When Shinichiro Watanabe, the man behind Cowboy Bebop, announces a new original anime, you pay attention. When that anime is animated by MAPPA and has fight choreography supervised by John Wick's director Chad Stahelski, you drop everything. Humanity embraced a miracle drug called Hapuna that eliminated pain and illness, only to discover it would kill everyone who took it within 3 years. Enter the Lazarus Task Force, a group of international agents racing against the clock to track down the drug's inventor and save what's left of humanity. Why is it trending? Fistfights, shootouts, chases, choreographed with cinematic flair. Add in Watanabe's touch for cool characters, diverse cast dynamics, and a killer jazz electronic soundtrack, and you've got one of the most stylish anime experiences of 2025. Lazarus isn't just trending, it's redefining what original anime can bring to the table. Number 5. The Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, time for a change of pace. While half the anime world is busy screaming over explosions and monster battles, The Apothecary Diaries. Season 2 is quietly proving that brains can trend just as hard as brawn. This season, which kicked off in January 2025, continues the tale of Mao Mao, the palace servant with freckles, sass, and a terrifying amount of knowledge about herbs and poisons. And once again, she's in the thick of palace intrigue where one wrong move can mean exile, execution, or a very oops, someone slipped arsenic in your tea kind of ending. Why is it trending? Because Mao Mao is one of the best written heroines in anime right now. She's sharp, witty, and doesn't let anyone, emperor, noble, or schemer get the better of her. Season 2 leans harder into political plots, mysterious illnesses, and deadly schemes, while also teasing out that slow burn romance with Jinchi. Number 4. Dan Da Dan, Season 2. If the Apothecary Diaries is the sharp, classy drama on this list, Dan Da Dan is its wild, chaotic cousin that shows up uninvited, downs 3 energy drinks, and starts breakdancing in your living room. And somehow, you're not mad about it. Season 2 premiered in July 2025, and Science Saru came back swinging with even more ghosts, aliens, psychic battles, and romance hijinks. Momo and Okarun's misadventures are back in full force, and once again the show proves that genre is just a word to ignore. Why is it trending? Because Dan Da Dan thrives on being unpredictable. One moment you're laughing at absurd comedy, the next you're watching a bone-chilling horror scene, then boom, romantic tension that makes your heart skip. It's like 3 anime crammed into one, and instead of collapsing, it somehow works. The animation this season is pure flex. Science Saru's fluid, vibrant style turns every fight into an acid trip masterpiece, with camera angles that make you dizzy, in a good way. Fans can't stop clipping the craziest sequences to share online, and the hype keeps snowballing. Underneath the chaos, though, the emotional core, Momo and Okarun's growing bond, keeps it grounded. Dan Da Dan is trending because it's proof that anime doesn't need to follow the rules. Sometimes breaking them makes for the most fun you'll have all year. Number 3. Solo Leveling, Season 2. You knew this one had to be here. Solo Leveling Season 2 wrapped up its run in March 2025, and if your feed wasn't flooded with Sung Jin Woo edits, were you even online? The From Weakest to God tier story remains one of the most addictively satisfying power fantasies in anime. This season cranked the stakes higher, with Jinwoo's shadow army expanding, bosses growing nastier, and the line between savior and destroyer getting blurrier. A1 Pictures didn't hold back. The fights are cinematic, the monsters terrifying, and Jinwoo's glow-up, chef's kiss. Why is it trending? Because it's pure adrenaline. Fans love watching Jinwoo stomp through dungeons like he's soloing a raid boss while everyone else just stares in awe. Add Hiroyuki Sawano's legendary soundtrack, those epic drops timed with Jinwoo's big moves, and it's no wonder people are calling this the action anime of the year. Sure, critics point out the story's simplicity, but let's be real, nobody's here for subtlety. We're here to watch our boy flex so hard enemies literally disintegrate. And in that department, Solo Leveling Season 2 delivered. Number 2, Rezero, Season 3. Ah yes, the king of suffering anime. Rezero Season 3 returned after years of waiting, and boy, it wasted no time reminding us why Subaru deserves hazard pay. Running from late 2024 into winter 2025, this season adapted the Watergate City arc, aka let's put every important character in one city and see how many survive. Spoiler, not all of them come out unscathed. Why is it trending? Because Rezero is at its absolute best when it throws Subaru into impossible situations and forces him to crawl out. Broken but determined. Season 3 is a perfect storm of chaos. Multiple Sin archbishops causing havoc, alliances forming and breaking, and more cliffhangers than should be legally allowed. Twitter threads exploded weekly with people screaming about who lived, who died, and who got traumatized. White Fox's animation stayed crisp. The voice cast crushed every emotional breakdown, and fans rejoiced at the balance between despair, action, and heartfelt moments. Before revealing our number 1, here is a shout out for those anime that didn't make the top 10 but still deserve your attention. Hell Teacher, Jigoku Sensei Nube, the classic supernatural horror comedy. Hell Teacher, Jigoku Sensei Newbie has returned with a reboot in summer 2025, and it's bringing old-school creepiness with a modern twist. The story follows Meisuke Nueno, aka Newbie, a teacher whose left hand is possessed by a demon, protecting his students from ghosts, curses, and occult weirdness around his Class 5-3. The new version version, Studio Kai, updates character designs and setting for a contemporary feel while keeping the manga's original charm. It trends because nostalgia meets fresh scares. People love seeing familiar yokai mixed with today's animation tech, and the episodic yet scary fun format makes it perfect binge or weekly viewing. Secrets of the Silent Witch premiered in July 2025 and quickly became a surprise hit. Based on the light novels by Matsuri Isora, it focuses on Monica Everett, a socially anxious genius mage who invents enchanted magic because she can't speak in public. Forced into an academy setting to guard a prince under a false identity, she must juggle friendship, mystery, and her own anxiety. Studio Gokumi adapted it, keeping a strong emotional core and humor that leans more toward character growth than flashy battles. It's trending because it treats social anxiety sensitively, blends magical fantasy with slice-of-life warmth, and has many fans rooting for Monica not just as a protagonist, but as someone whose flaws make her deeply relatable. The Water Magician. If you enjoy isekai with softer tones and slow burn growth, The Water Magician is worth checking out. It premiered in July 2025 and follows Rio, who dies young and is reincarnated in another world, granting him water magic and eternal youth. For 20 years, he trains, then sets out on adventures. Studios Typhoon Graphics and Wonderland handle the adaptation, bringing fair visuals and emotional beats. While some fans critique its pacing as slow and familiar to many isekai tropes, others praise its mood, world building, and the protagonist's gentle but persistent growth. It's trending among viewers who like their fantasy mixed with reflection, scenery, and magic that feels personal rather than just spectacle. Number 1. Kaiju. Number 8. Season 2. And here we are, the number 1 trending anime of 2025 so far. Kaiju number 8, Season 2 landed in July 2025, and it's been stomping over the competition ever since. Kafka Haibuno's story as the middle-aged everyman-turned-monster continues, and this season doubled down on everything fans love. Bigger kaiju, tougher battles, and higher emotional stakes. Production. IG went all out on the animation, blending 2D and CGI seamlessly to make every kaiju battle look like a blockbuster film. Why is it trending? Because it's the rare series that nails both action and heart. The fights are jaw-dropping, but what really hits home is Kafka himself. He's not some teenage prodigy, he's a grown man struggling with self-doubt, trying to live up to his squad's trust while hiding the monstrous secret inside him. That relatability, mixed with the sheer hype of his kaiju number 8 form, makes for anime gold. Add to that Mina's commanding presence, Hoshina's sword-slicing badassery, and the introduction of intelligent kaiju upping the stakes, and you've got one of the most talked-about seasons of the year. It's no exaggeration to say kaiju number 8 is carrying summer 2025 on its back. This show isn't just trending, it's defining 2025. And there you have it, the top 10 trending new anime you should be watching in 2025. So now the big question, which of these are you watching? Which one had you screaming, crying, or posting memes at 2 a.m.? Did your favorite make the list, or are you about to flood the comments with, "Where's my favorite anime?" Drop your takes below, I want to hear the hot ones, the cold ones, and everything in between. If this list gave you something new to binge, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more anime breakdowns. 2025 isn't even over yet, and if this is just the first half of the year, I can't imagine how wild the rest is gonna get. Until next time, stay hype, stay weeb, and remember suffering builds character, but anime makes it fun. Peace!